Alright, this is John Cole at DiscountJuicer.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And what we're going to do today is we're going to juice in the all-new Omega VSJ843 juicer. Now the Omega VSJ843 is the brand new latest design in vertical auger juicers. It's totally new and different than the previous models. Number one, it's the lowest RPM juicer available in the USA at this time. A good old 43 RPMs. It's also very easy to assemble. It's the easiest assemble and disassemble and clean. It's the easiest juicer to clean of all the vertical juicers I've found. Just a few parts to clean takes me under 3 minutes. One of the other things I like is it also has two blades here that basically help cut the produce as it goes in. And this has a whole new different pulp path when you're juicing here. Basically the blades crush the produce in a nice fine pulp. It goes down and then it goes down past the blade to squeeze out all the juice, and then it actually gets squeezed up underneath and then gets pressed out through the bottom of the machine. Another thing I like about the Omega VSJ as compared to other vertical juicers on the market, it actually has no gearing in the bottom of the juicing bowl, which all vertical auger juicers have. The gearing is deleted because the connection point is now the auger, which actually turns the automatic wiping blade. So imagine not having windshield wipers on your car when it's raining. Well, that's what the automatic wiping blade does to the screen to keep the screen clean so that you'll get the highest yield. It's also going to make cleanup easier. In addition, this screen design, I like it a lot. It actually has very minimal plastic. It's mostly entirely stainless steel, and there's no little small hole in the bottom that forces the pulp through to get blocked up, so this is going to be less blockage. So yeah, this is my current favorite juicer for vegetables, and it actually works quite well. One of the things too that I've noticed after using this for a period of time is that it's actually really quiet. So I like that a lot as well. Also, it has the little spout cap here to prevent drips on your counter, and also to do mixing inside the bowl. If you'd like, I always encourage you guys to leave your spout cap open, because if you do close it and do mixing in the bowl, that will mean your pulp coming out will be just a little bit wetter. Now, it's really cool that the Omega VSJ juicer is the vertical slow juicer that creates the least amount of pulp in the juice. Many of you guys out there don't like pulp in the juice, so most vertical slow juicers produce a lot of pulp. This produces by far the least amount of pulp. So if you like no pulp or minimal pulp, the VSJ is for you. To show you this, I'm going to share with you guys just a strainer. This juicer does not come with a strainer, but I'm going to strain the juice to show you guys how much pulp is in the juice when juicing today carrots. And I know you're thinking, John, those are carrots? Yeah, we'll talk about those carrots in a second. But let me go ahead and show you guys how to assemble the machine. Super simple, super easy. The first step is you're just going to take the bowl. The bowl is a set-in design. Oh, and I want to cover this real quick. We got a little silicone plug on the bottom. It unplugs for cleaning, and then you're going to plug this in every time before you use it. This plug keeps some back pressure on the pulp to ensure that it's wet before it gets ejected out of the machine. And also they have a nice, really upgraded gasket here. Some previous juicers does have some leaking on the base through the gasket. I haven't experienced any leaking at this point with the Omega VSJ. That just gets set on. The spout basically comes out straight forward, and that's where the juice comes out. The pulp comes out to the side. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the wiping blade, which I like a lot too. It only has 2 wipers. The other 2 are stationary, so they do not need to be cleaned. The wiping blade, you know, can be challenging to clean sometimes, and I do encourage you guys maybe once a week to remove the wipers and brush in there as well. To assemble, you're going to take the screen, the wiping blade, shove that in, and you know, if you make this flush, it's not all the way in. You're going to want to press this in with your fingers, and it's going to kind of click into place, and the screen will go past the wiping blade assembly, and the screen will actually be inset a little bit from the wiping blade. Next, we're going to go ahead and take this and drop it in here, rotate it till it locks into place. There are no dots to line up, unlike other juicers, vertical slow juicers, so it's the easiest to assemble. Next, we're going to take the auger here. You can see the 2 wings pointing out. these two little wings sit into the automatic wiping blades. We're just going to rotate that in until it goes right into place and drops down. Next, only dots you're going to have to line up are actually a little arrow, a red arrow here. You're going to line it up with the red arrow here so it's locked in and ready to juice. To put it in, we're just going to put it this arrow facing to the back and then rotate it so that the arrows line up. This will engage the automatic safety switch, and if the machine is not properly assembled like this, it will not turn on. If you do assemble it properly, you'll be able to turn it on. And check it out, this is what I like about the VSJ. One of the most quiet juicers on the market, actually the quietest one I've tested to date. So now what we're going to juice are some carrots, and yes, we got heirloom carrots. These are not parsnips, people, these are carrots. All these are heirloom carrots, and they're now going to be available to you guys depending on where you live. And I know what some of you guys are thinking, John, carrots are so high in sugar, man, I can't believe you're juicing carrots. All right, so number one, you know, carrot juice is not much higher in sugar than the whole carrots. Number one. Number two, carrot juice, if that's the most sugariest thing you're drinking, you're doing very good, because the majority of Americans are still drinking soda pop. And if you're drinking soda pop and not drinking carrot juice because it's too sweet, you better think about that one for a second. You know, I do recommend juicing some carrots. And if you're concerned about the sugar content, which I am not concerned at all with the sugar content in the carrots, I mean, there's always pros and cons to everything in life. And if you just look, carrots equal high sugar, bad. You're looking at only one factor of the carrots, which is its sugar content. You know, I want you guys to have a more holistic view of life. You know, there might be something about your husband or your wife that you don't particularly care for, but you don't focus on it's bad. You focus on all the other good things, right? Well, what about some of the other benefits of the carrots, man? It's really high in carotenoids and antioxidants and vitamins and minerals. I mean, it literally concentrates minerals because it's a root vegetable. And, you know, in a therapy such as the Gerson therapy, which the Gerson therapy has been used for many people that have had cancer, and they get better on literally carrot and apple juice. So, you know, carrots have the power to heal cancer in some situations. I think it's something you should be juicing each and every day. Now, here's the thing. If you are concerned about the sugar, in general, these standard orange carrots have more sugar content than other varieties of carrots. You know, the carrots of today are not the carrots that they had 100 years ago. Wild carrots didn't even come in orange. They came in many different colors, right? When they're grown wild, and they're small, woody, and hard. They've been hybridized or bred over the years through natural breeding process, no GMOs in carrots at this point, to have many different qualities, and the carrots of today are bred for the sugar content. But if you want to get away from the high sugar content, you're going to want to get some heirloom carrots, or these colored carrots. So today, happy to say we got some white carrots here, we got some yellow carrots here, we got some orange carrots here, and we got some purple carrots. I've even seen red carrots. And so if you're a gardener, I want to encourage you guys to grow the heirloom carrots, because they are quite rare. And guess what? Every different carrot of every different color has different phytochemicals and phytonutrients, because it's these different phytochemicals and phytonutrients in the different colors that are really beneficial for us. So I want to encourage you guys to eat your foods of color and eat the rainbow, and, you know, juicing some rainbow colored carrots is definitely a way to do that. And also, it's a way for me to test out how carrots are going to do in the Omega VSJ843. In another video I did, actually, the carrots were actually stopping up the juicer and causing it to stall out. And all vertical juicers this can occur, but, you know, most of them these days that doesn't happen too much. So it concerned me a little bit. But, you know, this one does run at a low RPM, and it might not just have the torque. So I want to see how it would work with these heirloom carrots that in general sometimes can be a little bit more woody and hard than the standard orange carrots that you're getting. So if this concerns you, you might want to look towards a different juicer, or, you know, buy the baby carrots to juice, because they're smaller, they're going to be easier for the juicer to work on, or just feed them one at a time. I'm probably going to do a range of things, from cutting these guys lengthwise to see if that solves the issue, and just seeing how it goes. So without further ado, let's get into juicing some of my heirloom carrots today. Turn this machine on, and we're going to start with the white ones first. I'm going to basically, you can see the different colors there. I'm going to just juice one glass of each carrot color, so you guys can see that. So when juicing carrots, you want to drop in the big stem end first, And here's the tip, right? Don't just drop it in and let the juicer work on it, right? You want to hold the end, put it in there, let the carrot take one bite off, and it's kind of working on one bite. Then let it do another bite, right? Let it do another bite, let it do another bite. And let it process it a little bit. Let it grind it up a little bit before you put in another bite in there. Because otherwise it might take a bite that's too big. And I know you guys have always done this sometimes when eating, right? And you're like, oh, I took too much of that, you know, apple and my mouth is too full now. And we don't want to overload the juicer either. All right, so that looks like it's working all right. We're going to go ahead and juice another of these white carrots right in there. This one's a little bit thick diameter for the feed chute, so we got it in there a little bit. Once again, we're going to hold on to it. I'm not just pushing it in there as fast as it can go. I'm feeding it in just a little bit at a time. All right, so far so good. Doesn't look like we're backing up the juicer. Once again, you know, take our time. Don't just slam them in as fast as you can. Once again, the hardest and thickest part of the carrot is right at the end tip, so we're just going to put it in and let it crunch off a little bit, let it work a little bit before we put downward pressure to let it go. Let that work a little bit. Once we got it to a nice, you know, maybe halfway without a lot of the thickness there, we're going to just let that drop in. And we're going to let the juicer auto feed and see if that works. So that's working pretty good now. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and finish off juicing these white carrots. So it's very important, you know, to follow my procedures properly, because if you just juice it and let it auto feed in too quickly, it will pause up. Let's see if we can get this guy to pause up. It's trying to feed it too quickly. And it did, right? So yeah, you let go of the carrot, it's going to pause up, right? That's because you're not using it as you should. You shouldn't let the whole thing just auto feed. Let it take off a chunk, you know, pull it up, let it take off a chunk, pull it up, let it take off a chunk, pull it up. When it gets down to the nub, then let it go and you know, let it all go all the way in. So all you have to simply do is reverse, and you're going to have to do this a couple times now because we got a lot of carrot pulp stuck in there. And we're just going to go ahead and let that run all the way out. Now this carrot pulp coming out, I can't literally even squeeze one drop of juice. Oh, there's a couple of drops that squeezed out of it. But this carrot pulp is actually quite impressive and quite dry. I think that's our last white carrot that we juiced in the Omega VSJ. Let's go ahead and put that little catcher down. I like to tip the juicer up just a little bit, see if there's any leftover juice in the juicer. And there isn't much. I do like the design of this VSJ because the way the bowl is shaped, it tends to make all the juice flow out the lowest point, which is right here at the spout. So definitely they thought well about this when they designed it. And let me go ahead and show you guys. There's really not that much pulp that was caught by the strainer in the Omega VSJ juicer. Next, let's go ahead and pour out our white carrot juice so you guys can see it. Look at that. Delicious white carrot juice all the way up to the brim. Alright, I gotta sample this for you guys, let you guys know what white carrot juice tastes like. Yeah, definitely not sweet, man. Not quite dandelion root either, but has a nice strong carrot bite to it. Let's go ahead and continue and juice some of these yellow carrots next. Now this yellow carrot here has a nice thick diameter. It actually won't fit into the machine. So I do recommend for easier feeding on all carrots actually to just slice them down the middle, right? Put them up on the cutting board. Slice them straight down the middle. And what you're going to get two halves. And then you could try to let this auto feed in and see if this is too much carrot for the juicer. If it is, it's going to pause the juicer up. And if it's not, it's going to work. So it looks like it's working all right. So that might be the solution if you get wide diameter carrots. Slice them down the middle. Oh, paused up. So let's see. Still, you want to feed it in and pull it out, right? Don't just let it drop in like I did. Might get stuck up. I hate things that are stuck up in the juicer. All right, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and cut this down the middle again. And once again, we're going to take this guy and just let it cut off two pieces, pull it up, let that process that for a little bit, then we're going to finally drop that guy in. Alright, I mean, as long as I use this procedure and I don't get impatient and want to just drop the whole thing in there, it's going to work fine. And that's something to remember. So I think I'm going to go ahead and juice the rest of these yellow carrots, and I'll be back at you when I'm done. Alright, so we're just about done juicing all the yellow carrots. Now it's very important, you know, once you put that last carrot in there or whatever you're juicing in the Omega VSJ, don't just turn the juicer off immediately. Give it some time to run because it's still, you know, grinding up some of the carrots or whatever you're putting in there to eject out the juice. Looks like we're pretty much done. Let's go ahead and turn that guy off, put this little cap down. And once again, you know, caught a similar amount of pulp, which is definitely not too much. Next, we're going to go ahead and take this and we're going to pour off our yellow carrot juice. Alright, look man, that didn't quite make as much juice. I'm going to go ahead and try this. Once again, it's got a nice strong carrot bite flavor. Next, let's go for the good old orange carrots next. Once again, these are a wide diameter, so we're going to go ahead and cut these down lengthwise and get some of the diameter off. Oh, let's do another test here. We're going to cut these, like quarter them down. Once again, be careful, don't chop your fingers off. If we quarter these guys, we could drop this in. Let's see if it auto feeds or if we're going to be overloading the juicer with too much carrot. Alright, that appeared to work, so maybe that might be the solution, is to quarter them, and then if you quarter them, you don't got to sit there and play with feeding them. I kind of like this technique a little bit better personally because I don't want to sit there and have to babysit feeding things into my juicer. Alright, so here's a nice quartered version. Drop that right in there. I'm going to go ahead and quickly quarter the rest up, and we'll be back at you when we're done juicing all these orange carrots. So I just put the last orange carrot in the machine. Looks like it's juicing it up fine. Our pulp catch bin is getting pretty full here. Looks like we're just about done juicing. We're going to go ahead and drop down this spout cap here. We're going to go ahead and shake this down a little bit. Not a lot of juice left. And once again, very little pulp created. Now we're going to go ahead and pour off our orange carrot juice, the standard color that you guys are used to. We're going to go ahead and try a little bit of this. That's definitely the sweetest of them all, for sure. So now I'm ready to juice the purple carrots. All right. So yeah, when I was juicing the orange carrots, even though I cut them into quarters, the juicer still paused a little bit. So I'm just gonna probably cut them into quarters, and then you know, pay attention to feeding them and not feeding them too quickly, especially near the bottom where it's the thickest. So we're just gonna basically drop it in, let it crunch up some of that bottom part. And then once it gets to the thinner part, I feel cool dropping it in, and we'll let it juice on up. Yeah, I mean, I really want to encourage you guys to drink and eat your foods of color. Very important, you know. I know the orange carrots are relatively inexpensive for many people. I've seen them, you know, non-organic orange carrots at a local supermarket, $5.99 for 25 pounds. It's one of the cheapest things you can juice, and it makes a very healthy juice, and I would recommend that if you're really on a budget. I myself like to get organic orange carrots at the Costco. At my local Costco, they're about 50 cents a pound. So, you know, that's a pretty decent price. And as you guys can see, these purple carrots are juicing up very well. Now these purple carrots, you're definitely going to pay more money for the purple ones than the colored ones. And that's why I want to encourage you guys, if you have a garden, to grow your own carrots. Because, you know, especially the heirloom and the different colors, because they are rare and hard to find. These guys were on sale and were running, for me, on sale about $1 a pound, so that's twice as much as I would normally get my orange carrots. And yes, these ones are organic. And I want to encourage you guys, you know, purchase organic produce whenever you can. You know, in my opinion, it's better in general. The nutrients are higher, but not always. And also, they're not going to contain the chemical pesticides that conventional produce will have. Now, I do want to tell you this. If you guys can't afford organic, you know, buy as much produce as you can, because the fact of the matter is clear. The more fresh produce you can get, fruits and vegetables, even if it's not organic, that you could get into you, and the less processed foods, junk foods, and animal foods, including meats and eggs and dairy, the healthier you're going to be. And I don't care if you go 100% or not, you know, my whole message to you guys is get more of these fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in you. And in my opinion, juicing is one of the easiest and quickest ways to do that. Literally, I mean, I couldn't sit here I mean, and eat all the carrots you saw. I had 5 carrots, 5 times 4, that's 16 carrots. I couldn't sit here and eat 16 carrots. That'd be too much work, and it'd also be a lot of fiber for my body to process. But as you guys saw with the Omega VSJ843, I'm easily able to process these 16 carrots into just, you know, little bits of juice that I could now get all the nutrition from into me, especially the carotenoids, the antioxidants, the phytochemicals, phytonutrients, and the minerals that are so important and critical for, you know, us to be healthy, which most Americans in this day and age are not getting. And that's why I literally like juicing. It concentrates the amount of carrots you could eat into a much smaller amount so that you can get a superfood boost of fresh heirloom carrots in your diet when, you know, most Americans are not. And it's these protective qualities in these colorful foods, in my opinion, that are super beneficial and that you definitely want to eat more of. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to juicing my purple carrots. All right, so I just put that last purple carrot in the juicer. It's spitting out the pulp and spitting out my last bit of juice. So as you guys can see, we got all my different carrot juices made on the table here in little glasses. So we're gonna move them into place so you guys can see them a little bit better. See, there's the orange, there's the yellow, here's the white, and the purple coming right up. Let's go ahead and put that spout cap down, turn this machine off. Once again, very little pulp caught. I mean, we juiced a total of 16 carrots, very little pulp. I mean, if you want a vertical slow juicer with the least pulp, this is it. One of their features I like about the Omega VSJ843 is its long warranty. It has the longest warranty in the juicing industry for any vertical slow juicer, and for any juicer, 15 years is the longest warranty. Literally, you're gonna buy this, it's gonna be an investment in your health, and your health is your greatest wealth. And definitely by drinking some of these uncommon vegetables like the heirloom carrots in different colors, man, it's like some kind of Bloody Mary or something. You're gonna have some of the best health. And you know what I recommend for you if you're starting, what I would do is I would just basically skip my breakfast. I would make as much fresh juice as I wanted, and every day I would juice something different. Today it could be purple carrots, tomorrow it could be, you know, yellow carrots, then it could be orange carrots, and maybe it could be some kale or romaine. Every day I juice something different. That's simply what I do for breakfast in most days. And this way I'm already increasing the amount of fruits and vegetables I'm eating, and that's what the juicer allows you to do. Very simply and easily, so you can be healthier than the next guy out there. All right, we're gonna try this purple carrot juice. Wow, this one must be my favorite one of all. It tasted pretty good. It's fairly sweet, you know, kind of like the orange. Maybe not quite as sweet as the orange. So we're gonna go ahead and give you guys my synopsis of all these guys. So the white one, definitely not that sweet. Had a nice strong carrot flavor. Same thing with the yellow. I think I might have liked the white one better than the yellow, although I like highly pigmented foods. The yellow one actually kind of looks like yellow mustard to me. Next, we got the orange, good old standard orange carrot, fairly sweet. And then finally, the clear winner of this juicing in the Omega VSJ843 is the purple carrot juice. My favorite by far, nice and sweet, highly pigmented. You know, most people don't get these purple colors in their life or into their diet too much. Oh, and check this out, I want to show you guys this. This is the pulp we created. This pulp, we're gonna go ahead and take a little handful here and try to squeeze this out. Man, I could barely get a few drops out of it. This pulp is very dry, it's working quite well. And look at this pulp, man. We got the white pulp, we got the yellow pulp, orange, and purple pulp. Definitely looks really cool. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode learning more about the VSJ843 and how to juice carrots specifically in it. Basically, to go over it once again, you want to put the carrots in fat end first, drop it in, and then pull it out. Don't let the juicer pull the whole carrot in, because then you're going to overload the machine. Only let it bite off a little bit at a time. Let it run a second or two to process it before you put the next piece in. If you want to do it a little bit better way, you could actually cut the carrots into quarters lengthwise, and then once again you're going to have to do that same technique with the bottom quarter just for a little bit, especially the thicker diameters, and then pull it out. Once it gets down to maybe like 3/4 of left, then you could drop the rest in, because then it'll be a fairly thin diameter to juice and not get clogged up in the Omega VSJ843. So yes, the Omega VSJ843 can juice carrots, no problem whatsoever, if you use the proper techniques. And after this video, you've learned the proper techniques of using the 843 with carrots, and also more about some of the different heirloom carrots that I want to encourage you guys to buy, juice, or grow in your garden and juice up, so you can have some of these beneficial phytochemicals, phytonutrients, vitamins, and minerals in you that everybody else is not getting. Once again, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com to learn more about the Omega VSJ843. It comes in a variety of colors and also shapes. It comes in a square and round shape. And also be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors. Alright, this is John Cole with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. What we're going to do today is we're going to do an unboxing of the all-new Excalibur 10-tray all stainless steel dehydrator here. This is the model